Tu je míč.
Pointed ears primed.
Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk?
How was your reunion with Viconia?
Boo is overjoyed with our victory. Another den of evil vanquished, and an old foe defeated. Well, Viconia was a friend for a short time beforehand, but then a foe once more. Yes, Boo, a most wicked witch. The very mention of her name gives him nightmares to this day.
What did she do to him?
Boo and Minsk have traveled far and wide, and met many fine and not so fine people. It will surprise you to learn that even the wisest of friends do not always recognize Boo for what he is.
Miniature giant space hammer. Brains to your brawn.
Exactly! The Drow was a cruel witch, but a clever one. She knew what Boo was right away, and she had never seen his like before. She wished to inspect his handsome magnificence, and so she did. One night, while he lay asleep, twitching his whiskers in happy dreams, she crept upon his tiny bedroll holding a knife as slim as a toothpick. She meant to spill his miniature guts and study them.
I don't blame her. He's a scientific wonder.
That is true, but he is also a living thing and has need of all his inner parts. Thankfully, he preserved his guts heroically. Boo never sleeps deeply while evil is near. He sprang into action and almost blinded the witch. She had fled from our camp by morning, when Boo told me the whole tale over a breakfast of berries and nuts.
Go.
What is it, my friend?
Že ja nemôžem s čahérou pokecať? Teda možno mimo camp. Možno, že keď som v campe, tak vždy bude ako moja hlavná postava oslovať tých ostatných. You remember why you were meeting with the Zentarim?
So dark an alliance sealed with scentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining horde. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Boo! Why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words? I see. This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Boo suggests that just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
What the fuck is going on? Jaj, Vladko. Tí, čo hrali starého Baldur's Gate, vedia. I could just crack you over your head. To radšej nepovedme. You sound reluctant. There is no need for that, we will find another way.
I do not often go against the advisings of my hamster, but as you wish. Perhaps you might speak to the corpses you left behind. I'm sure Boo can scare his soul back into it long enough to answer some questions.
You are quite quick to call me friend.
Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends?
There hasn't been much time to look for friendship in all of these. Because we are friends, friend.
Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through?
Božňujem ho. Hej, Minsk bol väčšinu ľudí obľúbený charakter už v starých Balduroch, lebo stále rozmluval s tým škrečkom, to bolo proste zábavné. Answer me honestly, what's with the hamster?
Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough?
I speak with animals, why can't I understand him?
Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen.
Dokonca ani speak with animals mi nestačí na to, aby som pochopil Booho. Perfectly.
Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking.
I would like to know a little more about you.
There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge.
Okay. Hera said you spent a century as a statue on the Wide. I would like to hear about it.
You come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but very well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, we returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsk and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsk does not know. One moment we stood in the city's slums, the next, ambush. Then Minsk and Boo woke on the Wide with stone dust in sensitive places.
So that's how you became known as the Stone Lord.
Haha! Perhaps this is the reason, Boo. It is not because of the legendary thickness of my skull.
Má Booho rád asi tak, jak ja rybíza. Hej, keby si mala rybíza v kuse pri sebe a stále sa s ním rozprávaš, tak je úplne rovnaký. What was it like being a statue? And you never saw who did it?
The mind of Minsk was occupied with important matters. I was browsing a slum vendor's stall, looking for Boo's favorite nuts. And then, I was stoned. For Minsk, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago, then, it is now.
You traveled 100 years in a moment. What do you make of this new world?
I do not like these metal men on the streets, or the villains who hide behind them. But the new world is not so different to the old one. The city still clings to the hill. The sea still stretches on forever. And the stench of evil still makes Boo wish for a tiny peg on his nose. As long as that stench remains, no matter how old or young the world is, Minsk and Boo will not rest.
Is it true you traveled with the Ballspawn who saved Baldur's Gate?
Tales are told of Boo and Minsk. Many of them are so outlandish that even I do not know if they are true. Did Minsk bravely fend off the seductive vials of a succubus in the cloisters of Candlekeep? Maybe. Did he take a bath in the river Styx and temporarily forget himself? I do not remember. Did he travel with a spawn of the god of murder, who warred against his evil brethren and battled triumphantly at the throne of Baal itself? Of course! It was a splendid adventure.
How did you come to trust the spawn of such an evil god? What is your fondest memory of adventuring with the Ballspawn?
The bards sing of fallen gods and mighty battles, but that is a small part of any saga. They do not sing of the times in between, when Saravak's butt had been kicked so hard that we thought he would never return. We settled in Baldur's Gate for a while. Gorian's Ward, Imoen, Jahira, Minsk, Boo, and Dinah here. My witch. She hated the city at first. Too busy, she said. Too noisy. Too many people. She complained of the smell. Although she complained of Boo's smell too, and he smells of fresh honey cakes, so Minsk believes her nose was confused. Then, one day, we walked past a shop full of wonders. Tiny magics fizzed in the air, and wizards from every corner of the world bickered and bartered. Sorcery sundries. Dinah here fell in love. Dragged poor Minsk there every day, and made him stand watch while she browsed the shelves. Minsk frowned and complained. He felt more like a babysitter than a berserker. But how Dinah here smiled. Not long after, Minsk and Boo were captured, and Dinah here was dead. I would gladly be a babysitter again to see her smile. That is what I remember. More than any battle is against Baal and his spawn. Yes, Boo. I know you miss her too.
To znie ako by ho využívala na krádež. On si to len zle vyložil. You seem so positive for someone who has lost so much.
Boo says the tadpole thrives on her misery. To think dark thoughts is only to feed the darkness. It pleases Minsk more to sour its stomach with good thoughts, or better yet, not to think at all. With this in mind, Minsk thinks he has gathered enough fluff from gazing at his navel for the moment, no?
When our minds mingled, I saw some strange things.
The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Never mind your pants. You have walked between planes, not gods.
Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's words. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no?
Sorry, I didn't realize you were uncomfortable with our new power. Of course, the warrior speaks their mind instead of reading others.
Exactly so. If I must peer into the mind of my enemy, I use an axe. For friends, there is ale. No, my
Simple.
friend. If you fear you have a question that Minsk cannot answer, then you can simply ask Boo.
We ought to discuss the tadpole.
As you wish, but quietly. It is listening.
Do you know of cure?
On this matter, I have held small council with Boo. If the worm is lodged within our skulls, should it not be possible to simply squeeze like so? Until something pops out. Pay that noise no mind. Boo has not feasted on evil's flesh in some time, and it has set his gut to bubbling.
So you have no ideas for a cure.
None at all. Though Boo is tiny, perhaps he could just crawl into our ears and... Ah, you are right, Boo. A ridiculous notion. It would be far too dark to see.
Skvelé. Dobre, som rád, že aspoň Jaheru a Minska urobili dobre.
The cub speaks. Huh. Not so much a term of age or affection as simple old habit. You object?
Not as long as I get to call you Crow.
The cub and the crow. Sounds like a cautionary tale, as it probably should. You're sure? Later then.
Hej. Dobre, zoberieme na chvíľu do party. Potrebujem castera, ak ideme fajtiť. Zoberiem Vila teraz.
That's
Čo máme tento armor? Plus one bonus to strength. Having throws and check. You get add your full dexterity modifier to your armor class. Tak, samuraj. Mu dáme toto. Vám dvom nie, čiže toto by sme mohli dať niekomu inému. Buď Jaheire, alebo Minskovi. Že rangery môžu medium, či len lighty? Máme tam.
Have a lot on my
Dobre,
mind.
poďme ďalej zatiaľ.
In it.
Jak sme na tom so spellslotmi? Dobre, kompletne vyplýtvané, tak dáme odpočinok.
Jahira, Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand.
Say nothing. That sounds like a fun evening. Či sa do toho nebudem zapájať.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened.
You are the only one Minsk listened to, remember? Persuasion inside. The trail would have ended there instead of leading you to Catherick, the prism, and me. Not persuasion.
You mean the doppelgangers? It is no comfort to me that my face made this fool all the easier to lead. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jahira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waclaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wicklaren? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jahira does as Jahira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Oh, that's actually kind of sweet.
Oh, I fight alongside fools.
You hear that, Boo? We fight alongside a Waclaren again.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo? Very well.
Ideme do kombatu, asi by som si mal prehľadovať tú helmu, len som celkom lenivý.
No one stopped me yet.
Let's march.
Hej,
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. Keep a blade close.
Nemáme tam, čo som mal za permanentné buffy. Keď som mal na Shadow Heartke, čiže ten tu nemám. OK, whatever. Že by som tie buffy nejak potreboval. Kto sú títo? To ako kultisti Bála. Holka sa savela, šikovná. A ja som si zabudol equipnúť zbraniateľa. Shit. Sme ju skúsili zhodiť alebo provnúť? Ona má unstoppable buff, čiže ja jej chvíľu nič nebudem robiť. Oh yeah. Cunning word som nemusel vlastne použiť. Invisible. Other scroll. To ten havran ide. Oh boy. Asi nevie preletieť. Nice. Ďalší. By sa odtiaľ to trafiť. Tejto ženskej. Sa netrafím. Sa bojím, aby to netrafilo Riona. Tickle miss. Not good. A to, že sú tie havrany level 3, tak sa nejak podivne triafajú. Šikovne. Som čakal, že budú len misovať skoro. Vidíte? Oni majú 18-kové AC. Zaujímavé. Dobre, ja som si mal samozrejme samonou nahádzovať pred bojom. Whatever. Dáme to bez nich. Robím ich potom. Si to trochu sťažím. No v tom nemám. Teraz. Ženská je stannutá. Tá je sneak attack. Nádhera. And vision. Aha, blind mi chceš dať. Nope. Ďalší critical miss. Oh my. Nemá on ešte stále ten shield? Nemá. Jak to švácla. Hej. Mind.
Despite everything.
Over here!
There we go again.
Za tých havranov je jedno XP. Right, have it down. Holy shit, on mal... Čo to tam hodil? Mal tu force bombu. Wait, jeden. Okay, sú down. Niekto žije. Jeden havran.
What to do?
Ktorého sme používali, myslím... Water mal heal... Máme Eira teraz. Eira a Water mi prídu asi best.
No time to rest.
Probably want to open the slice gate so you can get into the cistern and muck it out. To do that, you need to manipulate the valves to get the water level and heat level to their optimum levels at the same time. Don't get scalded. Čiže to je, keď chcete sa dostať akoby sem, bez toho, aby ste použili silový check, alebo niekam inám. Máš čo zač? You have advantage on intelligence, wisdom and charisma saving throws. No. Premýšľam, komu dám ten modrý amulet. Máte extra spell slot druhej triedy. Niekomu v kempe. Double thief of the sewers.
Well, hello. Symbol.
15 fellow perception check. Oh. Nice try. Pick an ape. Kto? Bol ten kobold thief?
Let's move. What path lies before me?
It was a trap. Dobre, čo sa tu dá ešte checknú?
I knew my return to Baldur's Gate would be glamorous, but this is a little much.
Dá pohybovať. Je to žbrnde. Nebude asi dávať taký debuff.
What's inside?
Ukazuje, že tu sú akoby vysumlnené ešte tie Murderous Crows. Oni boli niekde v textúre, alebo sú... Zajímavé. Ok, idem ráno potočiť tými wells, čo sa stane. Temperature increase. Water level increase. Fairly warm. Ok, to je správne. Malo by ma, že čo sa akoby otvorí. To bolo len na túto chodbu doslova. Bolo na niečo iné. Chcem sa s tým trochu pohrať. Nevidím akoby žiadne zaplombované dvere, kam by nás to malo dostať. Tam sa vpísalo v dopise, že by nás to malo dostať do cisterny, ale podľa mňa to je už tam, kde sa odohrával ten fight s Minskom, kde sme sa vlastne dostali cez tú tajnú miestnosť u záhradníka. Ok, čiže skúsime to ináč. Skúsim najprv vodu inkrisovať. Level rising. Okay. Pressure increase. Snažím sa navyšovať, vidím, že toto tu už ide hore, hore, hore. A to sa mi ledva pohlo. Toto som otočil 4 krát a toto som dal otočiť len raz. Toto proste akoby samo škáluje. Čo sa tu píše ešte raz? Want to open the sluice gate so you can get into the cistern. Water level and heat level to their optimum levels at the same time. Že to vypadá, že tá teplota tam narastá sama od seba. Ja som myslel, že keď budem dotáčať stále tú vodu, že sa to bude chladiť, ale nič to nerobí. Možno, že potrebujete v kombate to robiť. Že by sme si to prepli? Akože len mám dovtípiť. Hlavne neviem, čo nám to má otvoriť, že či sa mám vôbec o to snažiť niečo otvoriť. Čo je toto? Toto je ten sluice wall. Toto je sluice gate, čiže podľa mňa to by nám otvorilo len toto. Ok, kašlíme na to. Pádom sa to neoplatí. Empty potion of sleep. Unconscious, this individual is under the influence of copious sleeping draughts. It is impossible to wake them. Mephistopheles Tiefling. Co s ním spraviť? Môžem si ho zobrať do inventáru. Koľko váži? 75 kg. I mean, nemalo by ho náhodou toto zobudiť? Disease, poison, paralyza, blind. Harm, petrification, stun. Mi ani jedno nepomôže. A keby sme mu dali... non-lethal knock. Nepomôže.
Hey, good looking.
Neviem ho ani piknúť. Pocket, throw, examine. No tu necháme, keď tak sa vrátime.
No, never mind. On my way.
Hello slimes. Oni sú friendly tie slimy, vám neublížia?
That's curious. Keep your distance down. Oh, for a skeleton king.
Painted key.
Step quick.
An excerpt torn from the what appears to be a large journal. I need to get away from Alice for a while. We have been hiding down here. Alice náhodou nebol mag zo starého Baldur's Gateu? The dark is beginning to get to him. He keeps pushing his fire further and further into the tunnels, and he almost burned Baraki before I could get him out of the way. Those two can keep their heads straight, and I have to, for all of us.
Something over there. What's that?
No si toho niekto veľmi veľa poschovával.
That's curious.
Incomplete journal. Hastily scroll journal entry. Apparently the last in the series. Alice Baraki, don't be mad if you find these boys. I'm not trying to keep the treasure from you. We just ripped off Cortash, and if I know you two at all, you are going to spend it all in one spot and draw the bastard Archduke to be his notice. Before you protest, remember, Calyx Bakery. Years back, I'm doing my best to deny it all to the feast. And you two don't even bother to wash the cake from your gobs. If you have found this, that means I'm off doing my business in the tunnels, so put it back and pretend you never saw it like sweet little dears. And wipe your faces, Sarin. Ukradli Archduka. Si dlho živí neostali. Introduction to the blood-splattered piece of propaganda. Unkind people say to me, how come the guild carved up the lower city like so much pumpkin, slicing it into segments for kingpins to rule from the shadows, which I can only shrug and reply, delegation mate. How else are they supposed to get anything done? Carry the analogy a bit, the pumpkin was ripe, and if it weren't cut by the guild, somebody else would have. Me, I'm grateful. It was Nine Fingers and her organization who got the carving knife out. Like a lot of vested interest in the city, the guild actually want what's best for the city. Their view is this: if you got to have crime, better it be organized crime. Zaujímavý pohľad na vec. Can't reach? What? We have nowhere to go. Bareki wanted to try the guild hall, but there's too many different crews there. Too many eyes and ears that might be reporting back to Gortash and his damned cult. It's just Bareki, Alice and I. We can't trust anyone else. Čiže to boli očividne nejaká skupinka zlodejov z gildy. Kradli Gortasha. Potom nevedeli kam s tým. Nemohli nikomu dôverovať. To vedie kam? To vedie do... To sa asi pokračuje k kultu Bála. Bude asi fight s Orin.
No one stopped me yet.
For its friend. Stack of bones.
What's this, cousin? Another absolutist come to see what we did to poor old Sarin. Your god took her mind, cultist, so Bareki took her head, and I burned the flesh from her bones. And now you come to interrupt the funeral rites. Yes, cousin. An excellent idea. Cousin says we will take you in return. He says you look just like kindling for Sarin's funeral pyre.
And cousin looks like he fell out of an aboleth's ass. Are you sure you are related? Have it wrong, I'm not with Absolute. I haven't got the slightest idea who or what you are talking about. No need for the violence, just tell me what happened to your friend.
I took my friend's life, but only after your god took her soul. Sarin, Bareki, and I, we were the three finest thieves in Baldur's Gate. We broke into the offices of Gortash, discovered he was with the Absolute too. Your fellow cultists hunted us, so we hid down here. We were safe, and so was our loot, until the darkness soured Sarin's mind. She kept our treasure from us, said Bareki and I had gone strange. Hush, cousin. Sarin turned into a cultist herself, so we did what we had to. Bareki wept until his voice was gone. And then he was gone too. leaving only me to conduct Saren's rites. And my cousins here. You cannot conduct the rites without a clan to bear witness. Or some fuel for the fire.
I'm not a cultist, and I don't think your friend was either. Your paranoia turned you against one another.
She swore she was no cultist, but you all lie. The absolute turns you. I don't know. Pass then, and do not come back. This is Saren's final resting place, and a killing ground for all who come to disturb her.
Don't waste a step.
Keď sa sem ešte raz vrátim, tak ma napadne, že by sa možno dalo celé podpáliť, lebo tu je všade grease, nie? Hej. Aj toto sú vlastne grease monsters. Oni by mali mať určite slabinu na... Hej, fire vulnerability. Mne sa tu budú postavy hlavne vydrbávať na tom grease. Holy shit, tí sú veľkí. Ja netušil, že niečo také ako grease elemental existuje. Tým sa nedá ani pokecať. By som mal jumpovať. A tam je ten ich poklad. Prince Skeleton. Dáte tam insertnúť item. Čo tam vieme? Paint journal? Nebude ono. Ale incorrect. Je zvyšok. Daj latest. Nemáš. Máš čas toho denníku? Ja som asi ten denník už poslal do kempu. Myslím, že či ten denník tam dať, alebo niečo iné.